All right, we have here a game, another game against Gligoric.
Gligoric, yeah.
Okay, so
Well, Gligoric was in chess history one of the best Yugoslav players ever. Probably together with Lubojevic, he is the best Yugoslav player
yeah,
in their history, legendary player, and with many contributions in openings and so on. He was one of the best players in Sicilian, in Spanish, in King's Indian, and so on. And had victories against everybody, even with Fischer, with Spassky, with everybody else, Petrosian and so on. So it was really a very important performance if you could win against him. So we have such an example here. We played this game
okay,
in Lugano, the Olympiad in Lugano in '68. So he tried to take revenge after our game from Havana in '66, when he lost a very important game against me. And here we played this almost the same variation, and he tried to take revenge with black again. So
he played there also with black in
with
Havana.
black, yeah, also with black. So bishop g7 e4, yeah, right. Zemish again. So bishop e3, e5. This is the main variation. This is the old line, but still the main variation against the Zemish in that line. Yeah. d5, knight h5. Well, queen d2, f5, bishop, castle, yes. Knight d7, bishop d3, knight f6, and now you have two possibilities. You play immediately knight g2, or you take in meantime in f5, and we have almost the same variation, but there are some small differences. The main difference is that you don't allow the closing variation for black. Here black would play immediately f4 and close the position.
Yeah,
f4 and bishop f2 and so on. White is still better there, but it's a different game. So now he tried to open and tried to demonstrate that black has no problem at all if he trades some pieces. So you take, and knight f6. And of course now the bishop goes back to c2. You don't allow him to take in c4, in e4. So bishop c2, bishop f5. And after bishop f5, knight g3, black has to try to show that he has some chances to have an even game. It's not so easy, because if you play, for instance, queen d7, after knight takes f5 and g takes f5, no, queen d7, not e7,
sorry,
d7,
yes,
you have two pairs. You have a pair of bishops, and white is simply better. In all positions, white has a small advantage. So, but now, if he took in c2, like in our game, white has control of central square from e4, and is simply better without any problem. White is, has a very pleasant game. And here, that was the first very, hilarious moment, let's say, because we had the same positions on our board and the game between Reshevsky and Najdorf, who followed our games, and did the same moves. Until now, the game was the same.
So the same
Both
position
boards,
was on another board.
Yeah. And now the problem was the following. Najdorf had very good relationship. I mean, he was very good friend with Gligoric, who just a few months before our Olympiad, he wrote a book for, recommending the lines to play for black against the Zemish, And of course, Najdorf had faith, and he followed the good friend's advice, And until now, he played the same, but now he came, he saw the position, and he didn't like at all the position for black, and tried to change a little bit the idea and played here queen e8. But after queen e8, bishop g5, white is clearly better, and finally he won also. Reshevsky won with white, So Gligoric played against myself the move c5. c5.
Maybe one day we can see that game also.
Yeah, we can find. Yeah, we
yes.
can find the game. Yes. So c5. Okay. After c5, I played the most active line. I took in c6, which actually, maybe is not considered the best move, but it is the best move. I mean, I took in c6, opening the position. And now when he took, I played the move h4. h4, trying to come immediately against the black king. Now he played very actively, of course, queen a5, and now king b1. As always, it is a very good move, king b1. You know, the king is protecting, very good position in b1, and black has to try to have some counterplay, has to do something very quickly. And he played the move e4, which seems to be very good one, you know, because he opens the diagonal for the bishop from g7, you know.
He give up.
Yeah.
He give us a
Now,
pawn
if
for.
you want to take immediately in e4, it's very dangerous because the bishop is open. He takes, if you take with the knight, for instance, in e4, is already very dangerous for white because he can takes and rook b8, and suddenly, hop,
Yes.
you know, attacking the pawn from b2, and that is very unclear. Yeah?
Yeah.
So now you have to move very quickly, you know. So h5 is very strong move, and queen e5 and bishop. You know, suddenly it seems that black has a normal position, very good position. And now knight takes e4, knight takes e4. Everything is forced, and bishop d4. This is the winning move, bishop d4, because he has to retreat. He has to go back with the queen or give the queen, sacrifice the queen. Sacrificing the queen is completely losing for black, of course.
So you get rid of the black bishop.
You have only bishop and rook against the queen. That is, you know, completely winning for white, of course. So
No,
he has to go back with the queen, of course.
And I mean, it's the winning move because you get rid of this dangerous bishop, right?
Yes. No, you see, you take back the piece later on with the pawn up and very strong initiative also with white, you know. So everything I told you is forced. You take in g7, has to take with the king. Now h6 check, very important also for the rest of the game. He has to move, and now rook. Yeah. So now the knight from e4 is lost, and you continue the attack. You have pawn up, you have very good attacking chances, and he has still two weaknesses and c6 and d6. The game is completely lost for black. So we have to continue, of course, but it's hopeless for black, you know. Rook e8. I think he moved the other rook, not from. No, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. So rook takes, and now I played queen there. He took in, I took, and rook c8. Okay, that is the game. So now he has to protect the pawn from c6. It is more important than the other pawn from a7. If he loses the pawn from c6, he's completely lost immediately, you know. But now he lost the second pawn, and of course the game is completely lost now. So he continued to pawns up. Okay, and now queen d4 is even stronger than I could take in e7, but that is even stronger. So now there, and now rook f1 check. Instead of rook f1 check, white wins immediately by moving c5 here. If you move c5, he's completely winning again without any counterplay. Because if you take in c5, you have to take in c5. Queen c4 check. And if you go to f8, it's mate in f1. That is the big difference. If you play queen e6, then rook d7 check and completely winning again. You know. So I played rook f1 check. That wins also, but not so easy. Yeah, okay. Rook f1 check, king there, rook f4. You know. Yeah, and now he took. I took in. And now, and again here, I took in c6. Well, the rest is very easy, but you have to be precise until the end. You know, the game is completely winning, but you have to show a good technique. You know, somehow. Yeah. c5. Yeah. Check. You have to protect the pawn from g2. You know, in all variations. So now check in. f8, king g5, of course, and rook f2. And so you have to see what happens with the a pawn. The a pawn goes very quickly, and that wins by force, you know. So he continues a little bit. King g4, a4, rook e2 first, and now a4. And now he resigned because he has no moves. He has to take in g2. It's the only move. You know?
He resigned here.
Yeah, what to do? And he takes in g2, you takes, and a6, and wins immediately. You know.
So he takes,
take. Yeah, and a6. Yeah.
Takes.
h3, a7. Yeah. H2, check in A8, and even if you trade queens, let's say you give him the possibility to have a queen,
You
then
have
the
a
B
pass
pawn
pawn.
wins.
Yes.
Elementary, very easy. No? Yeah. But let's say white could win even more easily before. Yeah, maybe twice, 3 times, 4 times more easy. Could win immediately in 2, 3 moves like this. Not to continue such a long wait, until the end. But anyway, the game was
Was
very
his
interesting.
choice
Yeah,
to play
yeah, yeah.
longer.
But the game was very interesting and very important theoretically because it was played against Gligoric. And afterwards, of course, they wrote everywhere the books and so on. The variation is good for white. I mean, well, what can we? And finally, he had some small difference. I mean, neither wasn't happy at all, and he had a lot of things to reproach Gligoric. He said, you are my friend, but you recommend such a bad variation for black. It's not okay. It's not okay at all.
Oh, something in public? He
Yeah,
said
in
that this.
public, but he was like this. Everybody,
Neither
understood.
was.
Yeah, he was
was
very, very loved
outspoken.
by everybody. So nobody told him anything. He was also old enough and so on. He had a lot of histories against his family during the Nazis' time and so on. And so everybody was very friendly with him and big respect and so on.
Why against the Nazi?
Because he lost his family, the whole family during the Nazi occupation of Poland. He came from Poland. He was a grandmaster from Poland. Najdorf, yes, he was from Poland. He was a Jew from Poland. Very strong player, the best player from Poland. And he had still time to emigrate in Argentina with the whole team when they played the Olympiad in Argentina.
But his family remained in
the whole
Poland?
family was killed by the Nazis, and that was a tragedy, of course. Yes.
Yeah. True. All right.
So everything he did, he could do it. Everybody forgave him for everything.
Understood.
Because of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mr.